Hello and welcome to Bite Size Boxing. I wanted to do a little initial reaction to the announcement of the fight of David Adeleye versus Filip Hrgovic. Initially going into this fight, it's a very interesting and intriguing affair. I was watching Hatman's live stream when this was announced, and his whole thing was immediately, where did this come from? What a random fight, and I can't agree more. It's bizarre. It's a very bizarre fight. It's not a fight that I predicted, that I saw coming. I don't think any of us did. Stylistically, it's a strange one as well. From David Adeleye's point of view, you would be concerned because he has not got the amateur schooling that a Filip Hrgovic has. He has not got the amateur background that a Filip Hrgovic has. He has not got the experience even in the pros that a Filip Hrgovic has. So it does look, it looks long. It looks long for David Adeleye. And my initial thoughts are, I'm pretty confident in Filip Hrgovic in this fight. Yes, he hasn't looked good in recent years, really stretching back to since his father passed away before the Zhili Zhang fight, when a lot of us, I think, all saw that fight and thought, oh Christ, what's happened to Filip Hrgovic? But in hindsight, I just think Zhili Zhang was a lot better than we thought he was. That being said, he hasn't looked great since then. Of course, last time out he fought Joe Joyce, and he did look impressive in that fight, or impressive enough. It was an up-point laboured performance, but he got the win. But then again, that is against a pretty faded Joe Joyce at this point. That being said, I think it was, it was a good win to rebound with after that loss to Daniel Dubois. A fight in which, going into it, he seemed far too overconfident. He completely wrote Dubois off as a little boy. Of course, they'd shared the ring in sparring not long prior, a couple of years prior, and by all accounts, Hrgovic had by far got the better of that sparring. And so I think going into the fight, he just assumed that he would blitz Dubois, and that's how he fought. Let's not forget, in the first round, I believe if he didn't break the CompuBox records for most punches in a heavyweight fight, it was close to it. It was ludicrous. It was something stupid like 100 punches thrown in the first round. You won't see that at minimum weight, let alone heavyweight. There have been heavyweight fights over the last few years where you haven't seen that many punches thrown in the whole fight. I'm talking 8-10 round fights, not a 12 round fight, but that being said, that's just lunacy. So of course, he completely gassed out and Dubois took him out. It was more exhaustion than being hurt, I would say, but that being said, he's still got to rebound, he's still got to rebuild, and I think this is a good fight for at least Filip Hrgovic to come back to, because again, I think stylistically, let's be fair, David Adeleye got outboxed by Fabio Wardley, who is a white-collar boxer with no amateur pedigree. So going up against somebody who is an Olympian, who has a whole plethora of amateur experience, he's seen a million David Adeleyes before, you would have to quite strongly favour Filip Hrgovic going into this fight. So my initial sort of first feelings will be, I would say, Hrgovic mid-round stoppage, something like that. I mean, there is always the chance that Adeleye could catch him, but the problem is that Hrgovic has shown good whiskers. I mean, I don't think Hrgovic has been badly or clearly hurt in any fight thus far. I think you'd say the most hurt he's looked was probably at points, obviously against Dubois. He got stopped, but again, I think a lot of that was just accruing punishment because he was bloody exhausted. In terms of actually being badly hurt, I think there was a couple of moments when he got stunned against Zhang. He also got dropped in that fight, but it was a bit of a dubious knockdown from memory. So I think leading into this, you would say that really and truly Adeleye only has a puncher's chance, but he's got a puncher's chance against someone who has a good chin. And yeah, I'm not sure I can see Adeleye pulling this one out the bag. It's potentially quite cynical matchmaking from Frank Warren, if we're being honest as well, because, Adeleye was being built up at a point when Frank Warren's stable was nowhere near as thick as it is currently. But that being said, now Frank has all of these heavyweights. He's pretty much got the heavyweight division on lock. Does he need David Adeleye? I mean, it's particularly in the British boxing sort of world. He's got Moses Atalma now, so what does he need Adeleye for? That might be the very cynical way he's looking at this. So is it lambs to the slaughter? We will see. Maybe Adeleye will make a better account of himself than many of us are thinking. But I think initially I would be sort of leaning towards Filip Hrgovic by mid-round stoppage. But what say you? You let me know. Thank you very much. You take care. Cheers, thank you.